Going into round 4 of a league with DDT. We've played against 3 combo decks in a row, so the deck is not necessarily going well. I mean, 36th, you take it. It's not what you want, but it gives you cash. Yeah, you rallied back really well then. We're keeping a mediocre hand. We have multiple vials, though, so assuming we don't die early. I believe that Esper Vial is a garbage, unplayable deck. I hate that deck with a passion. Yes, I have tried it. I think that deck trips over itself and has multiple fundamental weaknesses that are very strong. So, like, I played a league with that on stream, and I believe I lost either 3 or 4 of my rounds to the deck's mana base. Ziggy, thank you very much for the support, friend. Hope all is going well. If you played in the showcase, I hope it went well. So when I play against Esper Vial, my opponents usually time out. The deck is not good at closing games. The deck's good at not losing. I will give it that, but I don't think the deck is actually good at winning. The buy-in is points that you get from playing in various legacy events. So the format points that you get from leagues and challenges and such are your buy-in. I'm not sure which of the combo decks we're playing against, but Revoking Lotus Petal is okay regardless. Is this another player who's fetching so that I can't needle a fetch? Zotmaster, KB7 Horn, thank you very much for following. Snake Attack would be a little weird with Underground Sea. It's more likely to be something like Ant as of right now. Ah, the classic stream delay. There we go. Cat has caught up. And RZPods, thank you for following as well. For those of you, it's your first time on this channel, hi, my name's Phil Gallagher. I run ThrabenU University. We play mostly Magic the Gathering on this channel, although we've been playing a little bit more Monster Train recently as well, because Legacy is in a bit of a touchy place. Tend to play non-blue decks, Days. Show and Tell with black for Strix. Or like the Ant deck that also plays Days. What's the AD player's handle? AD whatever always gets me with weird cards. I would like them to go nuclear on Legacy as a format, because it's not in a healthy place. Doomsday is the answer. Okay. That makes sense. Like, overwhelmingly, games of Legacy are not fun right now, and they're not interactive right now. So, like, this is my 4th round in a row of playing against combo decks, And like this is like going to be the fourth round in a row where like not much of the things that I do actually are going to matter. And that's really frustrating for me. Like especially as a content producer who is like doing donation deck lists and like trying to showcase viewers who are excited about like brews and their legacy decks and their pet decks that they've spent a long time tuning. Like to queue into four combo decks in a row or to queue into like four Oko decks in a row or whatever is just really frustrating as a whole. So like so many of the things that I've played on this channel recently have felt just utterly unplayable. Raytheon, I'm up to all sorts of crazy ideas. Like, I will take anything over what it's been right now. I've hated this format ever since they banned the companions and then made the companion rule change. Um, that's where I went from like disliking Legacy to well, disliking certain things about Legacy to like actively disliking Legacy. So like the companion metagame, like the deck choices are obviously warped, but all the things you were doing with like Luris gameplay was incredibly intricate and your decisions mattered so much. And there was a lot of jockeying for position and fighting, and like games went on for a decent amount of time. And now most games are decided by turn three, so like trying to play some deck like this that doesn't interact very well is just like dead. And I don't feel entitled to like having DNT always be good or anything, but I should be able to do better than what I'm doing. Um, we don't have super good cards to fight against Doomsday, sadly. Like Revokers aren't great. The Graveyard Hate often is not going to do what you want. The removal spells often don't do what you want. So like you end up with a whole bunch of cards that technically do things but don't actually do much. So like Aethersworn Canonist technically does things, Surgical Extraction technically does things, Path to Exile technically does things, but a lot of these things don't actually matter. And you also have to hedge for things like Council Judgment that can come, or sorry, like Planeswalkers that can come out of the sideboard, so Council's Judgment matters. You can answer things like Teferi. Yeah, Lord Darkview, the way that I often heard it phrased is when Knight of the Reliquary is a playable legacy creature, Legacy is in a good place. Let's go Jailer out, Resto out, trim but not cut swords to plowshares, and start here. And then for the game that I'm on the draw, I might surgical, like muck with Doomsday piles, just so I have a little bit more quick interaction. I don't think this hand is keepable. My first creature is a turn 3 play. This isn't really great. This isn't really great, like, as a reason to keep a hand. This hand is also very bad, but we're keeping it. Official JDK, I'm going to be honest with you, I spent more time thinking about the questions that people were asking me in chat than actually sideboarding, because the dialogue is more interesting than this gameplay. Yeah, and there is also like the awkwardness of like cards like Aethersworn Canonist like technically doing things but not actually doing things here, right? So like we're just gonna get like fucking turn one. All right. I guess I can rip a land, play Thalia, and like maybe that buys me time, and then like maybe I buy a wasteland and I kill them. Like this is a time like the Mindbreak traps wouldn't have mattered either. But yeah, like every Legacy League that I play now is just like powerful singular permanents winning the game. Dreadhorde Arcanist and Oko being the most egregious of those, or non-interactive go fast combo decks that are trying to disrupt enough to just like go off. And like both of those things just result in no gameplay. Yeah, like I have real lines if I draw a land. If I don't draw a land, I should be very dead. But it might take 2 turns. They don't get blue easily from here if I draw a port. So they really need like a Lotus Petal in hand. Interesting. Because I feel like when the game goes long against Doomsday, I just die. So like the thing about Doomsday is your cards don't interact well against them. So like Thalia is great early on, but if they just get to 4 mana and cast a Doomsday and then win the next turn with a creature, there's not a lot you can do, right? That Petal's good. Cool. I liked the part where my decisions mattered. Wait, wait, hold on. When was that again? Ever? Tio Lau, thank you very much for following. Hope you're enjoying the legacy content here. And cool.